We're about to dive into a poem that's, get this, about 3,000 years old and only 3 verses long. But what if I told you it claims to hold the secret formula for divine blessing? It all boils down to one single powerful idea: unity. Let's see how it makes its case. I know, it sounds like a pretty bold claim for such a tiny piece of text, right? But this ancient song, which is attributed to King David, argues that a very specific human condition, this certain kind of togetherness, can basically act like a lightning rod for divine blessing. Let's break down how he does it. So there you have it. That's the whole poem. Let's just let that sink in for a second. It's really beautiful, isn't it? And you can kind of see the structure right away. It kicks off with this incredibly direct statement. Then he paints a picture for us with two really rich metaphors, the sacred oil and the life-giving dew, before he just drops this stunning conclusion on us at the end. So, first things first. The psalm puts its main point right up front. It doesn't bury the lead at all. The entire poem is built on this one foundational idea. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Now, this isn't just some nice little sentiment. For the person who wrote this is like an observable, objective truth. It's not just morally good, it's also pleasant. It actually feels right. It brings you joy. And believe me, this isn't just some ancient idea that got lost to time. This concept of fraternal unity has echoed all through history. It's a foundational value in Jewish tradition, representing both human and spiritual connection. It even shows up as a central symbol of harmony in Masonic teachings. It's a truly universal ideal. Okay, but the psalmist knows that just saying unity is good isn't quite enough. It's a bit abstract. So he gives us two really powerful, tangible images to help us get our heads around what it's really like and what it does. The first metaphor he uses is all about sacred purpose and consecration. About setting something apart as being truly holy. He compares unity to this precious anointing oil. Now, this wasn't just any old oil. It was a special, holy mixture that was used to consecrate the high priest, setting him apart for his divine service. So, the first thing we learn is that unity is sacred. It has a pure and holy purpose. And notice the path the oil takes. It's not just random. It's poured on the head, the seat of authority. Then it flows down to the beard, a symbol of wisdom. And finally, it soaks the robes, which represent our actions. The message here is crystal clear. Real unity has to start with our leadership and our thinking, flow through our collective wisdom, and ultimately saturate everything we actually do. Okay, so the anointing oil shows us that unity is all about having a sacred purpose. But that's only half the picture. The psalmist gives us a second metaphor that kind of shifts gears, from this internal act of setting something apart to an external force of life-giving grace. So if the oil represents an internal consecration, this second image is all about an external, life-sustaining blessing that comes from above. The psalm compares unity to the dew of Hermon. Now just picture this. Mount Hermon was this massive, snow-capped peak that generated an incredible amount of moisture. This dew would then travel down and nourish the much, much drier hills of Zion. It's a beautiful image. Unity is a blessing that flows down from a higher place to bring life where otherwise there would be none. All right, so we've got these two big images, the sacred anointing oil and the life-giving dew. But what's the point? Why does all this matter? This is where the psalm really delivers its grand conclusion. And here is the absolute key insight. This sacred, life-giving unity, it isn't the final goal. It's the preparation. It's the necessary condition for what's about to happen next. Yeah, think of unity as the conduit. It's the prepared environment, the sacred space that is built specifically to channel something even greater. It's like laying down the pipes before you can turn on the water. This image perfectly illustrates the psalmist's main point. For there, where? There, in that place of unity, there where brethren are dwelling together in harmony. That specific location, that condition of being, is where God commands the blessing. It's not a suggestion, it's a command. So let's just put it all together. What Psalm 133 is arguing is that unity isn't just some nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. It's a kind of spiritual technology. It's the specific environment we have to build, the prepared ground where divine blessing isn't just possible, it's pretty much guaranteed. And that really leaves us with a powerful, maybe even a challenging question for our own lives, our families, our communities. If unity really is the essential channel for blessing, what blessings might be getting blocked by its absence? It's a huge thought from a tiny 3-verse poem that has echoed for thousands of years.